Today we're going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart for plumbing companies, which is the way they approach their creative. So the first thing to remember is that creative is a very complicated beast. There's a lot to creative and developing a creative approach. I'm not going to be able to go over everything. I just want to give some examples of how you can take something that's creative and twist it into something that's memorable, because the two are different. You got to remember that you have your message to think about, you have your approach to that message to think about, and then you have to think about the way you say that message with that approach to your customer. Let's take a little bit of an example. So here is a headline: save 15% on your next plumbing service. Now, is that a bad headline? No. Is it direct? Yes. But you've heard that headline multiple times. There's going to be no reason for you to remember that headline versus anybody else who has the exact same offer. The offer is largely not that compelling, okay? It's different if you say like 50%, 75%. Big numbers mean more stickiness. But so let's take this offer and let's turn it into something better. So the thing to remember is, before we get too deep, the offer itself is very static. You're not going to be able to change that offer. The offer, is math that you have to have. So what can we change about this sentence? Well, we could add urgency. And that's simple. All we have to do is go, and now save 15% off your next plumbing service. Okay, so now we've added a little bit of urgency, but we could also go, from now until the end of the month, save 15% off of your next plumbing service, right? Okay, now, not only have we given it a start, we've given it an end. Now people know that, if they don't take advantage of this, well, then they might lose out. They might not be able to get the service that they want with the price that they want, okay? So that's something that you can do, but there's another thing that we can do to make this stick quite a bit better, and that is to add context. And when you add context to a headline, you add flavor and personality to it. You also start creating a narrative or a story in the prospect's mind when you add fun things to headlines that people aren't expecting. And this is usually done through humor and surprise or fear. I don't really like the fear approach, because the fear approach it feels a little extra manipulative, but humor is my favorite thing in the world. So let's take a look at how we can add a little bit of a story to one single headline. Okay, so what if we change the approach of this to the point where you go, and now through the end of the month, save 15% on any repair when little Timmy decides to flush his favorite toy down the swirly bowl. So what we've done is we've taken a story and we've attached it to the offer. But I like to lead typically with the offer, and there's times that I wouldn't, but I like to lead with the offer because that is your meat. And then you're giving them a reason to laugh at the meat. That sounds terrible, but it's true. It's just the way the human brain works. If you can apply a story to your advertising, you get to be entertaining. And entertainment, as far as I'm concerned, is valuable to the prospect. So if you can find ways to twist things, it becomes more fun. So here's a couple more examples. Headline: we offer top quality drain cleaning services. So let's tweak it. When we clean your drain, even the inside of your pipes sparkle. Okay, so we took it and we added just a little bit of flavor to it. And flavor is really what I'm talking about. Giving the ad something to hang on that is something somebody else isn't saying into the market, which means it gets in here deeper. So let's take another approach to that same headline. We offer top quality drain cleaning services. 2, when we clean your drain, we won't shame you for whatever horror we pulled out of it. And then you start having fun. People have pulled weird things out of drains in their own, and you know that. So you can actually tap into that. And then you can give them the understated sort of message here is, you don't have to be embarrassed. We have seen it all, right? So another thing, just another way to add layers to your messaging. So let's look at a couple more. We offer plumbing inspections you can schedule just in time for the holidays. That's our classic example. But what if we twist it? Get your holiday plumbing inspection done before you have Uncle Barry over to test the capacity of your septic system. Now what we've done is we've said, get your holiday plumbing inspection. So now we've termed it, which is good. That gives it a nice, like, special feeling to it. Now it's not just a plumbing inspection, it's a holiday plumbing inspection. And by the way, if you do something like this, you should absolutely make it great. To give them a little something wrapped up in a ribbon, give them a little coffee gift card, whatever. Make it special if somebody books a holiday one. These little tweaks can add a lot to your business. And then what we've done is we've given it a story. Instead of just say, hey, just in time for the holidays, we're saying, before you have Uncle Barry over, who, trust us, is going to tax your septic system. It's kind of gross, but it's fun. And people will attach themselves to it because they've had these experiences. So what you're doing is you're recalling, if not their experience, somebody that they know who has had a similar one, or a movie that they've watched that has given them the idea of these experiences, which is really where I'm drawing them off of. Somewhere in my lexicon, I came up against this kind of a situation. I went, maybe I can draw these 2 points together. That's all it is. So here's another one. We offer the best leak detection services. Very, very bog standard. Who cares about the best? Instead, leaks can't hide from our plumbing sleuths. Cool. You just said that leaks can be hard to find. You just said that your guys are plumbing sleuths. They're basically the Sherlock Holmes of leak detection. Water heater installations done right. Okay, so bear with me here because I did write a couple sentences to really drive this one home. But I've seen that headline so many times, and it has so much potential because the customer that you serve likes hot baths. So let's utilize that inside of what we're doing, and we'll have some fun with it along the way. Now, this one would take courage, but that's when messaging really works. If you're a little bit nervous about it, congratulations, you're onto something good. Our water heater installations are done by the hottest plumbers in town. No, really, Smiley Riley is on call and can draw you the steaming bath you've been missing. Call today to get a water heater that'll heat you up. Okay, that's cheesy. Very cheesy. But I'll tell you what, it's also memorable. So these are just some examples of how you can take your messaging and tweak it for your audience to the point where it will stand out from the crowd. And I've talked a lot about how branding helps you stand out, but messaging is just as important. Now, not everybody wants to take these approaches, but to me, these approaches are the most identifiable. If you can make people giggle, you're gonna get people as customers. It's silly, but it's true. Writing these things is a lot like improv comedy. What you do is you say, here's the thing, here's something ridiculous, let's marry the two. But you do have to be careful. If you go too deep with something that just can't be twisted or that doesn't offer any sort of context that you just don't see, well, then you lose the audience. And a lot of people have a hard time finding the good balance for this. It is an art. This is where advertising meets art, absolutely. So I hope this was interesting. I can't wait to see how you guys twist your messaging to work for your audience. If you have any good examples, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. If you want to talk about any of this kind of stuff, feel free to schedule a consult with me and my crew at mammothforplumbers.com. Thanks, plumbers. You're the best.